Hello, welcome to the 002 Bundum Boy page. Here where I share my stories, opinion and perspectives on things. As in today, August 26, 2024, around 2:30 in the morning at the military checkpoint towards somewhere between Bijilo and Senegambia, there was a military checkpoint. As we all know, there's different checkpoints that you have. If you been to Gambia or is familiar with Gambia, you know during weekend times, especially Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's several checkpoints down the roads to ensure that the roads are safe from criminals and drug transactions that happen. So around 2:30 in the morning, it's been said that two boys were driving a car. Upon their arrival at the checkpoint, they slowed down for a little bit, seconds before they accelerated, with their results to hitting a soldier and a vehicle that was in front of them, which results to soldiers opening fire and hitting one of them. The story been reported on What's on Gambia this morning. From the first story that was reported, it's been said that the boys were shot by soldiers without knowing what information is given out, and they've been sent to the hospital and they barely got supplies to get things that will sustain their life. That was the first story that came out. Then in the comment section, and the next story that came out was that it's not the soldiers that just shot them in vain without nothing going on. And with this story, normally I would say Africa's soldiers, or even Gambia that I'm familiar with, because that's where I'm from, that's where I can speak about. They use a lot of force when it comes to remanding people or using the law. But in this, with saying that also, I notice and I know also that how people can take advantage of the lack of resources our laws-abiding police officers have in Gambia. So I also know in Gambia, people would tend to just get at checkpoints, even people that have fast cars, and just run off because they know that they're not equipped with the right amount of resources that they need to go after or to pursue people that do stuff like that. So the soldiers, and not even only that, lately if you hear the story that was going on, that somebody have put up on two police officers and shot them on a traffic while they was doing traffic patrol. So that will also raise tension on people and law-abiding officers in whatever department they are. Right now they are very tight, and they will probably be wanting to use very lethal force towards people, which is now putting the country in a state that is very, like we already know, Gambia is very difficult as it's in right now. But I agree with that. I also think it's partially of the government's fault that they're not equipping the police officers and the people in the law departments with the right amount of equipment they need. Let's say, for example, the reason why we see that to happen in Gambia very often, people will just run off at checkpoints. Sometimes the reason you see they do that because they know that they will not be able to catch up to them with the stuff that they have. Well, they do have motorbikes that they use to chase people, but sometimes when they notice it's not enough, they take off. That could be one of the reasons. It could also be drug-related reasons. We do not know as if now. The story that's been out is what we know as in now is the military checkpoint shot one of the individuals that was in the car that took off. And this comment is on What's on Gambia. It's actually been, the comment is from somebody that was actually from the scene and witnessed everything. Because sometimes people can take a story and turn it to something else that it wasn't. But luckily this individual was there when the scene happened. I'm gonna put some of the images up here of how it happened, images that came out from what was posted. I wanna warn people that it's not a pleasant image to look. So if you're somebody that doesn't like to see blood or anything like that, do not watch this next 10 seconds. And I also want to say, one thing I also want to say, It's very confusing, especially when I was in the Gambia for holidays. Whenever I come back, I always notice that there's about 6 to 7 checkpoints whenever I leave from Yundum to Senegambia, and it's very confusing to me that why is it that much checkpoints? I understand that they want to keep the country safe, but it also have to deal with I think the government not paying the workers enough money for them not to take bribery or do certain things on the road. They have to sustain a certain amount of money or have certain amount of money to have to sustain a living in the Gambia. So with that going on, you have to find other ways of making money. That is also another reason, because we all know there should be no reason why the military is in the country. There should be no reason why military is out there standing on the roads while the police are there. That is the police job, not the military's job. So there is also those two things. And I see some other people also saying, is it justified for them to shoot and after they're taking off at a checkpoint? What are other things that they could do? I am very curious about that too, because I would like to think with the military there are other steps they could do. They could be chased down, but in the event of them hitting one of the soldiers and hitting another car, I think that is justified. Sometimes you have to use lethal force at certain situations so people know that, hey, there's law in the country, and if you decide to go against the law and do certain things that put the life of the citizens at the scene or in the country in danger, yes, I think it's justified if that is the way it went. But my only thing is, what are military people doing on the checkpoints in the streets when there is police? So I want to know what your thoughts is in the comment section, and that is the story as of now. If anything updates, I will be updating you guys, and that will be it. It's 002 Bundung Boy, where I share my story, my opinion and perspective. See you later. Madness and Limbara.